Hello. So welcome to the second session of experimental research. Okay. So in this session, I'm going to talk about this particular paper. Again, this is the paper which is from this particular journal, Journal of Behavioral and Experimental Economics, which is a category paper. And the title of the paper is Green Self-Image, whether green self-image boosts online volunteering. So what I've done, I've analyzed this paper in length. In length, I've
This
analyzed this
paper, I
paper.
think this paper also you're shared, right, sir?
I have shared this paper.
Yeah,
So
right, sir.
whatever paper I'm discussing as part of case study, it has been shared to you. Please go through it. So what
Okay,
I've done
sir.
is that I've analyzed this entire paper and presented it in slides so that when you go through it, you get an idea as to how you should carry on your research. By the way, this is an interesting paper, and this paper conducts entire experiments online. Now, I uh, purposefully selected this paper in order to give you an idea that experiments can be conducted online as well. Again, as Atul sir rightly interpreted, that methodology is important. Now, whether you conduct a field experiments or a non-field experiment, as this experiment happens to be, you have to be very meticulous, detailed, and planning has to be systematic. Has to be systematic. So now let me take you to the slide. Yeah, okay. So I have named this case study as conducting online experiments. Now, at times, it will not be possible for a researcher to carry on a field experiments. So in that case, online experiments uh, can be pretty handy if you understand what are the issues that needs to be taken care in an online experiment. By the way, the paper that I'm going to discuss, which is already shared with you, it's a very detailed paper, and here you can see that other than ANOVA or for that matter t-test, uh, a lot of regression based tests have been used in this paper. So when I was reading this paper, I was so excited to see that logistic regression was used in order to test the hypothesis, and it's a very interesting paper. The analysis part was quite interesting of this paper. Yeah, okay. So this is the title of the paper: Green Self-Image Boosts Online Volunteering for Environmental Causes, and it's an experimental evidence. Now let's understand what is online volunteering. You see, climate change is before us, and now there are a lot many NGOs and there are a lot many non-profit organizations. They are seeking for volunteers who should work for free, and they should work in an online medium. Now it's very difficult for a lot many NGOs to get volunteers who can work for free, that too in an online mode. So now here the author tries to bring one intervention, that if you can tell the volunteers, or if you can inform the volunteers about their uh, environmental consciousness, or if you can inform them about their environmental consciousness, and if this can be planned as an intervention, will they volunteer? So essentially that is the idea. If you can inform the experimental group, the volunteers in the experimental group, that yes, this is your green self-image score, and does that work? Does that work? So essentially, that is the treatment which the author or the authors intend to experiment. And these are the authors, and it's a very recent paper, March 2024. The paper is already shared with you. You can definitely read it, and it's Journal of Behavior and Experimental Economics, A category paper, a decent paper. So let's see what's the introduction of this paper. Introduction is pretty simple. That this NGOs, they rely on online platforms to communicate with members and the donors, because they require money. So online platform is very important for non-profit organizations. Yes, and what all things are done in online mode? Like you require volunteers who can handle social media profile, they can manage online donations, and they can advocate for a cause to petitions, and so you require volunteers, and these volunteers will not be paid. They should work for free, and they should work remotely. And when you work remotely, definitely you are going to use online medium, like how this workshop is being conducted. It's conducted in an online manner. Yeah, okay. So now again, online volunteering is very much required by not profit. Even if you are running a startup, you require volunteers. But definitely, if you are running for profit organization, the volunteers you have to pay. If you don't pay them, they will not work with you. But that the logic which you apply for a profit organization might not work for a not profit organization which is cash crunched and which relies on donation, but still you require volunteer. Okay, so there the scenario is altogether different. Now, what are the online volunteering opportunities for this organization? See, if a not-profit organization which is working in the environmental domain, it requires volunteers who can look after data entry jobs, or they can do donor profile research, that who will donate to us, and social media management, and which can be done remotely using any computer or mobile device. And again, this volunteering is important as far as sustainable development goals are concerned. So if you read this paper, in the conclusion part and somewhere in the introduction part, the authors are mentioning why online volunteering is important. Now there is one catch when you read this paper. The catch is that you have to make your paper relevant. I I've recently submitted my paper to one good journal, and so I'm working with one professor, a US professor. So the professor told me you should always write as to why this research is important. So whatever research that you're doing, why is this research important, that you have to write it. So here the authors in the introduction part of the paper, as well as in the conclusion part, they are mentioning that online volunteering, it's in sync with the sustainable development goals, and because of which this paper is very much important. So you have to write as to why your paper is important. So here they are citing sustainable development goals and all. So despite there is a widespread movement for supporting environmental cause and the positive roles that volunteering has, still there is a shortage of volunteers. Now volunteers who work for these organizations, the immediate benefit is that they get a sense of personal satisfaction and they get a sense of purpose. You'll find lot many people, they distribute lot many books and stationaries to orphanages, or they go to orphanages and they meet kids. Why? Because they get a sense of purpose and they get a sense of satisfaction. Despite people getting sense of purpose and sense of satisfaction, there is a shortage of online volunteering. So what can be done so that you can have people onboarded with you, working with your cause as an online volunteer? So because there is a dearth of online volunteering. Okay. So now what's the literature review talks about? So literature review again. Now one literature review says that you require some nudge, maybe some nudging has to be given to volunteers, then only they will take part. If there is no nudge, they won't take part of it. Now what could be a nudge could be like, you need to train them, or you need to make them conscious, or you need to encourage them. Nudging could be anything. Like I'll give an example. When corona was at its peak and when the vaccines were rolled out, the government started giving nudge that vaccine is compulsory, everybody has to take it. So everybody took the vaccine because there was a social nudge, there was a social pressure. The neighbor was taking vaccine, you didn't take a vaccine, so there was a pressure on you, so you also stepped out and you also took a vaccine. So if you want to engage somebody into volunteering, then there has to be certain nudge. Okay. So prior research are talking about some social norm nudges, and there are a lot many research like Duffy et al., Hauser et al., Novak et al. So they have shown that social norms influence volunteering. So if there are social norms, if there are some norms exist that people should volunteer, like let's say in college you can have you can have a policy that 3 months internship, out of this 3 month internship, 1 month internship should be for NGOs. So again, this is a social norm in your institution or in your business school. You can have this norm, and you can encourage people that out of their 3 months internship, 1 month should be with some NGOs, so that they are sensitized and they are made aware about their individual social responsibilities. So lot many previous work have shown that social norms influence volunteering mainly through in-person interactions. But this is in offline mode when in-person interaction is happening. And when there are local scale problems, so when there is one-to-one interaction on, and when there is local level problem, so there you can find that yes, nudge works and people volunteer. But what will work in an offline setting, or what nudge will work in an offline setting might not work in an online setting. So you see how the authors are building an argument that what is required and what is not required. And see, again, if you read this paper, the authors are batting in defense or batting for the treatment, that why this treatment is important into their context. So slowly they are building a case. So whenever you write a research paper, actually you build a case as to why this research is important. Yeah, okay. So now this says that the conditions which are appropriate for offline is not appropriate for online, because in online volunteering, you don't compensate the volunteers for their time and effort, and people are working remotely, so that's why what works in offline will not work in an online. So here you require some other intervention in order to ensure that people volunteer for a cause. So again, if you focus on this paper is pretty simple. They are building on previous research. Yes, and they say that how simple and salient cues of positive self-image can impact pro-social behavior. Now, please understand what is this paper trying to test. So let me mark two variables. So this paper wants to understand the impact of positive self-image. Yes, and its impact on pro-social behavior. Now, can anybody tell me what is positive self-image? What is positive self-image? See, we all try to cultivate a positive self-image. Yes, we always try to show our better versions in so many places. Yeah. So this paper wants to understand whether positive self-image can impact pro-social behavior. When I say pro-social behavior, these are beneficial behaviors. These are behaviors which benefit society. So when I say pro-social behavior, these are beneficial behaviors, yeah, which benefits society. Now in OB, normally we call such behaviors as organizational citizenship behavior, but please, pro-social behavior and OCB, these are two different constructs. Let's not mix it. So here what the author says, if this positive self-image, uh, if you can give cue to the, let's say if you inform volunteers about their positive self-image, so then will they work for a pro-social behavior or will they demonstrate pro-social behavior? So that idea the author are intending to test. But again, the picture is not very clear. Let's proceed to some other slide. Now, now what are the previous studies saying about this self-image and all these cues? So some studies suggest that making morality cues prominent can lead to ethical or pro-social behavior. Now, what are morality cues? I'll give an example. You see, in all old movies, Bollywood movies, so every witness, before giving their evidence, they keep their hand on religious scripture, on Bhagavad Gita or Quran, and they say that मैं जो भी बोलूँगा वो सच बोलूँगा. Now, why in court of law in Bollywood? I don't see such practice right now, but in old Bollywood movies, you see that people keep their hand on religious textbook and they say कि मैं भगवत गीता पे हाथ रख के कसम खाता हूँ कि मैं जो बोलूँगा वो सच बोलूँगा. आप ऐसा क्यों करते हो? Now, why this intervention is being planned in court? So that people give correct, or people say something that is correct, because of their evidence somebody's life is at stake, so people should demonstrate ethical behavior. So now in the court of law you are making morality cues prominent. So when you make morality cues prominent, people will display ethical behavior definitely. So लोग अगर भगवत गीता पे हाथ रखेंगे तो सच बोलेंगे, लोग कुरान पे हाथ रखेंगे तो सच बोलेंगे, लोग बाइबल पे हाथ रखेंगे तो सच बोलेंगे. So research ऐसा क्या बताता है? What research is telling that if you make morality cues important, then people are going to behave ethically. This is proven. This is proven. And now there is a studies by Mazar et al. And they found that cheating on a task was reduced when participants were made to read the 10 commandments. So there was an experiment planned, and in this experiment people had to cheat, but when people were made to read 10 commandments of Bible, they did not engage into cheating. So it means morality cues, if you make people aware about the morality cues, then they will not engage into unethical acts. So prior researchers are talking about this. Then there is also a study by Gino et al. And they also provide evidence for the role of self-image concerns in unethical behavior. Yes, see, we are all worried about our self-image. When I say self-image, it means how people see us or what image we make of ourselves. Yes, okay. And if you make people self-image, or let's say if you inform people about their self-image, then they will not indulge into unethical acts or unethical behaviors. So prior research are talking about it, but there is one contrary study which says that by Snall, Benton, and Harvey, and they found that exposure to religious or moral reminders did not impact self-reported ethical violations. So there is one contrary finding in Snall, Benton, and Harvey study. They say that despite reminding people about their religious or moral concerns, they don't report uh, uh, ethical violations. Means you are committing unethical act, but you are not reporting it despite you are being made aware about so many cues which are related to religious or moral reminders, which raises question about the generalizability on Mazar and Gino finding. So whatever finding that you see in Mazar and Gino, that is challenged in Snall and Benton and Harvey studies. So here the authors are pitting that there are contradictory studies. So studies are there, but the results are contradictory. So when the results are contradictory, there itself becomes a gap in order to further test and come out with your own finding. And you say that there is a fight in the literature, and I'm addressing this fight and coming out with this particular finding. Yes, so that is one way of building your argument in this particular paper. So here again they cite FARC study and they show that increase in the salience of self-image. Now please understand this salience of self-image. Can you see this term? When I say salience of self-image, it means you are making people aware about their self-image. So somehow if you can make people aware about their self-image, then in that case, the incidence of immoral behavior, it will come down. So FARC had conducted a study, FARC in 2021, and they use certain mirrors where they inform the audience about their self-image. So there they found that the audience did not engage in immoral behaviors. Yes, when they had to earn money by giving shocks to somebody. So here the FARC study is similar to study by Mazar et al. And Gino et al. But there is a study of 2008 which is very contradictory. So somehow the authors are trying to say that if you can somehow make the self-image of people salient, salient means make it prominent, then people are not going to behave in an ethical way. They are going to behave in a pro-social way. That is essentially the argument. Okay, let me just talk to all of you. How many are there? So okay, fair, good number of people are there. Okay, now here in the context of charitable donation, again there is a study by Adana and Huck, and they conducted a field experiment, and again they talk about self-image in online fundraising program. So now in this study by Adana and Huck 2020, so non-donors, so there are people who are non-donors. So if you inform a non-donor that you are a non-donor, then non-donor suddenly he becomes aware of his self-image. जैसे आप किसी कंजूस को बोल दो कि आप कंजूस हो, तो वो क्या करेगा? Exactly opposite behave करेगा. Let's say if you call a miser, so when you call a miser, actually you are making him aware of his or her self-image. So when a person is made aware of his self-image, he is going to behave in a very different way. Now it can so happen that a miser will behave in a non-miser way because he is made to, because he is being informed about his self-image. So a study by Adana and Huck shows that by making individuals admit to themselves that they were non-donors, they donated non-negligible amounts in an apparent attempt to improve their self-image. See, everybody tries to improve their self-image. Isn't that so? So there are a lot many studies which are talking about the importance of self-image. So if you make self-image prominent, then people are going to behave in a way that is expected. People are going to behave in a way that is expected. So in this study, the author are trying to manipulate the green self-image of the participants and then study its impact on their volunteering behavior. It's a very interesting study. The paper is very lengthy, paper is very confusing. In fact, I took almost 2 days. 2 days means I took almost 10 hours a day. So I took almost 20 hours to analyze this paper. And being a very lazy kind of a reader, so 20 hours I took in order to analyze this paper and then produce this write-up so that it can be discussed in the class, and you are made to know what are the interventions and how this experiment has gone about it. But this paper is simply not about experiments. This paper has gone further and collected other variables and tested the associations. So this paper, it's a though it's an experimental work, but there are other variables which are tested, and analysis is quite rigorous. And the amazing thing about this paper, participants, that nowhere the authors have talked about which software they have used it. Normally, in all papers, you see that people talk about I've used SPSS, I've used IBM Amos, I've used Smart PLS, I've used SaaS Tata. But here, the authors have not talked about any software. And again, some of the variables, what measures they have used to measure it, they are silent. So let's say if you happen to read this paper or if you happen to review this paper, you would have definitely raised few questions. But I think it's a wonderful paper, by the way. When I was reading it, I was quite excited. And by the way, this is the paper which is the experiment is conducted online, and this experiment is conducted in a span of 20 minutes. The experiment is conducted in span of 20 minutes. Yes, and lot many data is collected, and the result is produced. Okay. So again, these are a couple of arguments which are built in favor of the study, and now. Now, most of the studies are saying that there is a connection between self-image concerns and pro-social ethical behavior. So, self-image, ki chinta, and ethical behavior, they are connected. Yes. So now there are three research questions which the author intends to answer. So if you can make self-image salient, salient means if you can inform people about their self-image, then can you increase the volunteering for environmental cause? So if you make aware people about their self-image, will they volunteer or not? Okay. Now, second, are pro-environmental individuals more likely to volunteer? By the way, question number 1 will be supported by experiments, and question number 2 and 3 will be supported by simple regression or correlation. It's a wonderful paper. I want you to read an experiment conducted in just 20 minutes in 2 surveys. So all people who are want to do experiments and they don't have time to go to field, definitely you can conduct an online experiments. Definitely. The second question is, are pro-environmental individuals, so people who are concerned about environment, are they likely to volunteer for the cause of the environment? Prediction says yes. If you have concern for environment, you will definitely volunteer for an environment cause. And third is, are more self-image concerned individuals? See, now there are not many people who are not concerned about their self-image, particularly most of the politicians. They have no hesitation in accepting bribes. So they are perhaps least concerned about their self-image. I'm not saying they are not concerned about self-image, but but the degree of self-image, it varies from people to people. Please remember this. So what this paper is trying to answer, if somebody is more concerned about his or her self-image, is there a connection that he is going to volunteer? Prediction says yes. If somebody is more concerned about his or her self-image, he is going to volunteer. Now, participant, please remember, what is the dependent variable in this study? Can you just guess? What is the dependent variable? Anybody? See, in all the three questions, there is one commonality. Likelihood of volunteering, likely to volunteer, and likely to volunteer. So a participant can either volunteer or he cannot volunteer. Yes, am I correct? Hello, hello, hello. Are we on the same page?
Yes, sir.
A participants can either volunteer or
Right.
they will not volunteer. Simple. So here you have a dependent variable which is dichotomous. When I say dichotomous, it is binary. Yes. And your independent variable, which is green self-image, which is metric. Yes. So let me use my whiteboard. Now you want to check volunteering behavior of people. You want to check volunteering behavior of people. So either a person will volunteer, let us say 1, or he will not volunteer. So this is your DV. Yes. And what will impact DV? What is my IV? IV is my green self-image. Green self-image. So if somehow I can inform, if somehow I can inform the potential volunteers about their green self-image, then will they volunteer? So here in this study, my friends, this particular variable is used as an intervention. Is used as an intervention. Yes, is used as an intervention, and its impact is checked on volunteering. Now, see, unlike the Bandura study which we saw in the previous session, uh, the dependent variable was imitation of aggression, which was metric. Yes, but here you have a dependent variable which is binary, which is binary, or rather which is dichotomous. Dichotomous. Yes, okay. We'll see it. We'll see the statistics part. I'll not discuss the statistic right now because tomorrow I'll teach you logistic regression. So there we are going to talk about all this analysis part. But later part we'll definitely talk about the statistics which is there is used in this paper. Okay. So let me just yeah. Okay. So what are the experimental variables? So dependent variable is pro-environmental volunteering. An individual either chooses to volunteer or not to volunteer. Yes. So which is binary. Now, whenever your dependent variable is binary, friends, you have to use logit model or you have to use logistics regression. You have to use logistic regression. We'll see that how it is used. We'll see that. And tomorrow, I will definitely cover logistic regression for you. Okay. Now, what are the independent variables or pro-environmental tendency? Independent variable is pro-environmental tendency of people. So you ask 10-12 questions to people and you can measure it out whether they have pro-environmental tendency or not. Yes, I can ask 10 questions to you and I can measure your pro-environmental tendency. So my independent variable, which happens to be my treatment variable, it is pro-environmental tendency. And again, you are informing one particular group. So one particular group, you are making them informed about their pro-environmental tendency, and the second group, you are not informing them. Again, this is that variable which has two levels. Either you inform or you don't inform. See, whenever we have an intervention, it is basically a qualitative intervention. Yes, a qualitative intervention, either you inform or you don't inform. So in the treatment group, you are going to make people inform about their pro-environmental tendency, and in the control group, you are not going to inform people about their pro-environmental tendency. So this is the intervention that you plan. Now, again, there are certain other independent variables which the authors have used. Self-image concern. Now, image concern, it has a value which will range from infinity to 0. Now, why I'm saying infinity, again, this paper has a lot of equations. So this paper has used a lot of econometrics, but not technical econometrics. If you read this paper again and again, you'll find that this paper is very simplistic and it's really interesting. So here now self-image concern ranges. Now here see 1010, but here there is a value from infinity to 0. Infinity means somebody will have a very high concern for self-image and somebody will have no concern for self-image. You know, some people, they least care what other people are thinking about them or what other people are telling them. But some people are very sensitive if somebody says something about them. So the self-image concern will vary from very high to very low. From very high to very low. Yes, okay. Now, what are the control variables in this study? See, there are many control variables in this study. I think yesterday Nikhil was asking, can you measure all the variables at one time? Yes, you can measure all the variables at one time. So there are a lot many demographics. See, now when you study the impact of green self-image on people's volunteering decision, don't you think personality will be an issue? Then demographics will be an issue. People's already knowledge for the environment will be an issue. So these see when you are isolating independent variable and dependent variable, there are a lot many confounders which are there, and these confounders you need to identify before the design of the experiments, and you need to measure it. So in this paper, the authors are measuring multiple control variables and they are modeling in the regression. They are modeling in the regression. Now friends, please remember, now let me focus on this particular part. Let me focus on this particular part. Yes, so here the authors, the dependent variable, which is my volunteering. So somebody will volunteer or somebody will not volunteer or volunteer. Now this decision depends upon certain equations. Beta, let's say uh, beta 1 x1, beta let's say beta 1 x1 plus beta 2 x2 plus all thing, everything will model and then there will be error term. Now please remember, whenever you use regression and and when you regress the DV on all the IVs, automatically you're controlling everything. Automatically you are controlling everything. So it is always advisable, if you find that there are lot many variables which affect the relationship of IV and DV, it's better to measure all those variables a priori. Please bear this in mind. So here the authors have measured several control variables. And mind it, friends, again I'm saying this experiment is conducted in a span of 20 minutes. So in a span of 20 minutes, entire experiment is over. Now for you it is to write up and analyze the data. Not a big deal about it. Data analysis is nothing. It's just simple. Now what is the theoretical framework? Again, let me show you this particular paper, then you will find it exciting. So this is the paper. The authors are building good argument, and then and here they come to the theoretical framework. See, I have marked it. So here they are producing one equation. Let me zoom it for you. So this is the theoretical framework. So here let me read this paper. So following the setting in Benabau, Falk and Tirol and FARC 2021, here we present a theoretical framework for decision making, which considers the effects of self-image on pro-environmental volunteering. So here, if I can quickly erase this right marking, yes, and do this marking for you. So self-image on pro-environmental volunteering, yes. So here we assume an individual chooses to either volunteer or not to volunteer, and volunteering has a cost of C. So this equation, when they are proposing, they are relying on this particular paper. Yes, by the way, FARC paper they have relied heavily. So again, yesterday I was saying that there are some researchers who are very genius. They see one paper and create a replica of that paper. They see one paper and they just create a replica of that paper, and they change the argument and their findings and all, everything will be consistent. So this paper will fit into that particular domain, but it would be injustice to say that this paper is an entire replica of FARC 2021. No, the authors have given and produced and the authors have really done a commendable job. But still, these authors are relying their work on FARC 2021. That gives an idea that somehow they have tried to replicate the analysis of FARC, and somehow they have tried to replicate the work of the FARC. Nothing wrong in it. Nothing wrong in it. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So see, they came out with this equation, and here is the hypothesis. See, in Bandura's paper, the transmission of aggression hypothesis, nowhere it was explicitly stated. By the way, it was a study which was conducted some 60 years back, or let's say 1961 and 60 years back. But here is a study which is as recent March 2024. Here you can see that the three hypotheses are explicitly stated. Yes, okay. And now for greater simplicity, what I have done, I have just borrowed from this paper and just flowing with the flow. So utility function. See, if you feel that volunteering is useful, then only you will volunteer. If you feel that volunteering is not useful, you will not volunteer. Now take example of this workshop. I mailed the flyer close to many people. And how many people registered for this workshop? Only 40. In fact, Atulji registered yesterday morning. Tanya, she's from IIT Roorkee, she registered yesterday morning. Now, why did you register for this workshop? Because you feel that, okay, taking part in this workshop will be useful for me. So there is a utility function attached to most of our behaviors. So you registering for this workshop, there is an element of utility attached. Now, most of the people who might have seen the brochure or flyer, they might not see that there is a utility or there is much worth in attending this particular workshop. So utility differs. So utility is a function of intrinsic motivation and positive self-image. See what argument the authors are giving. So there is some innate motivation because of which you will volunteer, and there are people who are more concerned about their self-image. So let's say people who are more concerned about their self-image, and if they say and if they are they have some intrinsic motivation to work for an environment cause, so these people are likely going to volunteer. So again, they have used a theoretical framework from FARC's paper, FARC 2021 paper, and they come out with the equation. They say utility, this V into E is your intrinsic motivation, and this has a cost. Now, what is the cost? See, as I said, this experiment is conducted online, and the participants are paid for taking part in this experiment. So nobody is taking part in this experiment for free. So now this entire experiment data is collected online. So if you take part, so there is a cost because you are volunteering, and volunteering will not be compensated. So when you will not be paid, so there is a cost attached to your decision. So now please understand, you people are participating in this workshop, there is a cost. What is the cost? 1299 is the cost. Similarly, if you volunteer for an environmental cause, you will not be paid for it. So there is a cost attached to your decision, and then there is your positive self-image. So I've given what this symbol stand for. So there are parameters. So when I say V, V is the element of VH and VL, means a person having a high volunteering motivation and a person having a low volunteering motivation. So H and L, and then there is a beta which you can see in the positive self image, which ranges from 0 to infinity, means having a very high concern and having a no concern for self image. Yes, okay. See, when you read this paper, no, you get lot of insights about okay, self image matters or what, and should you be sensitive about it or what, and if somebody can ignite your self image, they can actually manipulate you. By the way, friends, uh, behavior is a tab. If you want to manipulate people's behavior, you should know which button to press. If you want somebody to quit the organization, you should know how to make a person quit the organization. You see, in most of the organizations, people are humiliated. So in whichever organizations people are humiliated, people automatically develop turnover intention and they leave that organization. So behavior is that tab. If you press the right button, you can actually make people behave in a way you want. If you really want to keep people on air, if you really want to keep people motivated, you talk good things about them or you pay them well, definitely right behavior will be demonstrated. Yes, okay. So when you read this paper, you will get a lot of behavioral insights that how people behave and all. Okay. So VS stands for high type individual receiving more warm glow from volunteering. So there are certain people who will be very high on intrinsic motivation. They get a lot of positivity when they volunteer, and some people will not receive that warm glow, or they will not feel so elated when they volunteer. E stands for positive social externality. See, when I say E, it means, see, when people volunteer for an environmental cause, so environment is going to benefit or society is going to benefit. So E stands for, see, your motivation multiplied with positive social externality. Yes, it is going to impact your utility function. So that is how they have come with the argument, and this V hat A, it stands for individual's expected type conditional on her volunteering decision. So this is how individual are going to react and react when they are conditioned based on their self image. Okay. And this mu stands for if self image is made salient exogenously, then mu equal to 1, otherwise mu equal to 0. See, when I say if self image is made salient exogenously, it means you are using self image as an exogenous variable. When I say exogenous variable, it is your independent variable. So if you are going to make self image salient, salient means you are going to inform the participants about their self image, then mu will range from 1, and if you don't inform the participants about their self image, the mu will be 0. Even if you don't understand, just relax. Please relax. If you don't understand, this is equation. In my formative years, equation was above my head. Even today, I read many papers. I'm a what you call as voracious reader or a very avid reader, and there are many things which I don't understand in paper. It sometimes happens. So don't get tension. Don't be tense that you don't understand this. Even if you don't understand, just relax. This is just an argument that authors are giving. So in order to add rigor to the paper, see, when you add equations or when you add some econometrics into the paper, no, then your paper gets some charm. because again there is a lot of excitement for reviewers when they see a lot of econometrics or when they see some equations into the paper. They feel okay, in an equation way you have come out and proved your argument. So based on positive self-image utility, so if positive self, see, by the way, this paper talks about positive self-image utility. So based on positive self-image utility, an individual is more likely to volunteer when self-image is high, and when uh, 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 see, when mu equal to 1, when mu equal to 1, this is making self-image salient. When mu is equal to 1 means you are making self-image salient. Salient means you are informing the participants. And when B is large, what is beta? Beta is when somebody cares for self-image. When somebody cares for self-image. So let's say if you inform somebody about their self-image, and if they care about their self-image, then they are going to volunteer. Volunteer means they are going to volunteer. So here this is the intervention. And intervention is particularly this only, and later on you go ahead and check their self-image levels later on. Yes. So if you read this paper again and again I'm saying I read this paper 2 days. Even morning I was reading this paper because there are lot many technicalities in this paper. So read paper again and again and try to understand that what arguments the authors are trying to build. As simple as this. Okay, now focus. So based on theoretical framework, the experimenter is interested in investigating the following question. So this is the following question in equation. Again, we discussed this prior. Okay. So now what is the hypothesis? Hypothesis, just have a cursory look at the hypothesis. First hypothesis, those assigned to salient green self-image. Those assigned to means this is a group, this is one group, and this is the another group. Let's say this is the experimental group and this is the treatment group. So those assigned to salient green self-image treatment have higher volunteering rates compared to the control. So in the experimental group, you have participants and you inform them about their self-image. And in the control group, participants, you don't inform them about the self-image. So these participants, they will volunteer more. These participants, they will volunteer more. Why? Because here self-image is made salient. Yes. Any query? Any query? Hello, 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 hello. Any query? Any query? Atulji, Ayushi, Sushil Kumar,
No, sir.
are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Explanation is lucid, simple. Okay, okay. So this is how case study is being presented. And again, you should read paper again and again, again and again. Okay. By the way, experimental research workshop can be finished in few days also. But I purposely analyzed two good papers so that at least audience are made to aware that how to read paper. And it is always advisable that tomorrow when you become professor in some institution, so you can tell research scholars, take this paper, analyze it in PPT form and present before the class. Then in that case, not only the class will learn, even the group which is assigned the responsibility, even they will learn. You can have this intervention in your class. You can create groups in your class and give them standard papers and tell them to make a review of that paper in PPT slides. And tell them to present before the class. Even they will learn, and the class which is glued to it, even they will learn. So purposely in this 3 days workshop, I said I'm going to discuss two papers. The second day, which is a case study. So again, some people will not find it exciting. They might see that it is already written. It is already written, but you have to analyze the paper. You have to break every nut and bolt of that paper and see how that paper is being written. Getting? So that was essentially the idea. Okay. So high pro environment scores are likely to have high volunteering rates. Again, this is not part of experiment. Experimental hypothesis is only one. But in experimental hypothesis, you collect other data also. And third is the effect of salient green self-image is larger among those who are concerned about the self-image. So people who are more concerned about their self-image, there they will the intervention will be more positive over there. So ultimately, if your self-image, if you bother about your self-image and somebody informs about your self-image, definitely that behavior will be aroused. Yes, simple. They have simply articulated in a hypothetical sense. Now again, every paper where experiments where experiment is used, they will talk about experimental design. Now see the experimental design of this paper, very interesting. First, online experiment was conducted on 420 MTurk workers via Amazon Mechanical Turk. So there is one website, and this website is, I'll simply use Amazon Mechanical Turk. So there is one website, Amazon Mechanical Turk. Yes. So they went to this website and somehow they arranged 420 people. They went to this website and somehow they arranged 420 people. Now, you can bring your participants using Google Meet. You can bring your participant on Zoom and then accordingly plan your interventions. Now, MTurk just explored this particular Amazon Mechanical Turk, that what are the features, what are the pricing, and what are the developers and all those things.
Sir, can you, sorry to disturb you.
Can I?
Yeah, I just want to ask you a question.
Yes, Atul, yeah.
Suppose, for example, in this paper, they got the target audience from this website. Now, suppose we have to get a target audience, say either on WhatsApp or on Google Meet, or you. How do we get it, sir? How do we conduct this online experiments?
See, that's why that's what I said, sir, Atul sir. That if you want to here Amazon Mechanical Turk is a platform where you pay and you get the volunteers. That's why in that equation, utility function, intrinsic motivation, volunteering. If people are volunteering, there is a cost, and that is an opportunity cost, because if they volunteer, they have to sacrifice their income, because volunteering will not be paid. That's why we into something. If you see this equation, I'll come to and answer your pertinent question, Atulji. It's a very interesting question that you have asked. But here, let me talk about this particular thing, Atulji. If I go back slightly, here see, V asterisk E minus C means if people are volunteering, they will not be paid. So that's why this equation comes into picture. Now the question of Atulji is how to source people on WhatsApp or maybe on some other media to volunteer for your experiments. Atulji, one interesting thing could be that I have been saying this yesterday, that in your college or in your institution, just float a Google form and inform people that you are carrying on a study and you want people to volunteer. So you can have a volunteer, and accordingly you can create two groups, experimental group and treatment group, and plan the intervention. So again, see, somehow you have to be more methodological in the sense of bringing participants. So one way of getting participant is your students. Second, there are lot many social media platforms where you can go and you can ask for volunteers to take part of your experiments. See, again, getting volunteers for experiment is not a tough nut to crack. Volunteers are many. Volunteers you can definitely get. Yes, okay. There are paid source, there are non-paid source. So that is not a big deal. But somehow you have to have an interface with the audience. You have to have an interface with the audience. And here, why audience are participating? Because they are getting dollars. So in fact, in this experiment, there are two surveys. In one survey, which costed 10 minutes, for the participant, they were paid $1. And in second survey, again, they were paid $1. So here, payment was given to them. So try it out on your LinkedIn or maybe on your Facebook. Just post a message that I am conducting one study. Don't mention that is an experiment study. I am conducting a study. People who will participate, they will be paid $1. Or let's say if not $1, they will be given a voucher, coupon, and all those things. People do all this.
Okay. So does it mean that perhaps I'm digressing? Does it mean that suppose I have to conduct a particular study, okay, may not be an online study, it can be an offline study. So even in this study, if I pay the respondents a particular amount, is it considered ethical or is it considered non-ethical?
It's perfectly ethical, sir. Nothing wrong about it.
Okay.
People give Cadbury's, people give vouchers, people give hampers. Nothing wrong about it. In fact, you are compensating people for the effort that they are taking for you. See,
right.
You write research papers, you get PhD degree. How they are going to benefit? No.
Right.
So it is always ethical Nothing wrong in rewarding your your participants, but
Okay.
one extraneous variable would set in, that people who are participating, if you pay them, suddenly you make them happy, so
Yes.
their happiness will become a confounding variable. So
Right, sir. Right.
there you have to be cautious. I'll tell you one interesting example. So one girl came in my college. I was working with Somaya College then. So one girl came to my college. She gave me a form, and she immediately gave me a chocolate. So that chocolate was an inducement that Dairy Milk. She gave me a 100 rupees chocolate, and 5-page form. Sir, fill this form and take this chocolate. So now see, immediately along with form, you should not give chocolate, because that will act as a confounder. That person will develop positive feeling, and negative answer also he might give a positive answer. In that case, your analysis would slightly deviate, or maybe your measurements would deviate. It would lead to some common method bias. It is
Right.
advisable that you promise that if you take this survey, maybe an hamper would follow. Don't give immediately. Say
Okay.
people, just make it very clear. I'm doing this study, and this study is part of my this work, and I request your volunteer, or I request you to volunteer, and at the fag end, you will be received a gift hamper. However, it's not mandatory. Anytime you can get out of the study, or you can take an exit. So
Okay.
you should be very clear. But that is a wrong practice. That give a form and immediately give a dairy milk silk. That is a wrong
Right.
practice.
Right.
You should give later
Okay.
on. You should give later on.
O-
I
Okay.
remember there was one professor, one person who was doing his PhD. So he came in the class, he gave everybody form, got it filled, and later on he gave chocolates to everyone without informing
Okay.
them. So that is a nicer way. And
Right,
nothing
sir.
wrong in giving something to the participants, because they are giving their time, their energy, their effort for your sake. Nothing wrong in it.
Sir, but in this study, cash was given, if I do not believe.
Cash was, see, anyway, this Amazon Turk, no, I was exploring this site. Here, if you participate, so you get some money and all. Just explore this site,
Okay.
because this is what the paper talks about. So normally here, people who want to earn money, who are part of gig economy, they will take part.
Okay, sir.
But again, this experiment, more or less, somewhere it fits in quasi domain also, quasi experiments, which I was talking about, Atulji. Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
sir.
Read this paper again and again; it will make a lot of sense. Yes. So let me proceed, and experimental design. Uh, just a second. Let me take a water, because my throat is getting. Let me just take a water. Just give me 1 second. Hello. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So let's proceed. So online experiment on 420 MTech workers. Experiment got over in 20 minutes. Very easy experiments. So two 10-minute surveys spaced 2 days apart. So there were two surveys. Survey 1 10 minutes. Survey 2 10 minutes. And participant received $2 for participating in both surveys. Means $1 for first survey, $2 for second survey, and both surveys were spaced 2 days apart, and it was paid survey. First survey measurements. So in first survey you took measurements. You asked about their demographics. You asked questions about their personality, that is big five inventory. You measured their openness, conscientiousness, neuroticism, extraversion, all those things. Then their positive reciprocity. Again, this is a variable which will affect the relationship between IV and DV. You talk about their environmental concern and knowledge. You measure their pro-environmental tendency. Yes. So this is your pro-environmental tendency. You measure using 12 item, and this is your intervention. Pro-environmental tendency you measure and you inform. So when you inform people about their pro-environmental tendency, this is an intervention. And this was used for calculating pro-environmental score. And participants were assigned, now see, participants were assigned with two decision-making tasks. Now you want to measure whether somebody is conscious about their self-image or not. Now, how do you measure whether a person is self-image concerned or not? So there they have a decision making task. See, what is the decision making task? That in the first survey, you have a mandatory question to all the participants and you tell them, you split $1 bonus between them and the experimenter. You are telling your participants that, let's say you are being given dollar, this is hypothetical, you ask a mandatory question ki, the $1 bonus you have to split between them and the experimenter. So let's say if I ask you to donate 500 rupees and if I give you option yes or no, so somebody will tick yes, somebody will tick no. So now here you have a mandatory question and you are asking the participants to let's say you are getting $1, split it between yourself and the experimenter. And later again in the first survey, without informing them, you are telling them now you implement the decision. So you promise no, पहले आपने promise किया that you are going to split. Now you implement the decision and split or opt out. Either you split the money or you opt out of the survey. Now, opting out invalidated the split and the participant received the $1. Let's say if you opt out, if you don't want to, say आपने पहले हाँ बोला था. First you said yes, I am going to split the money. Then later on when you were about to implement the decision, फिर आपका मन भटक गया, नहीं मैं नहीं पैसा दूंगा, and you walked out. So if you walk out, you will get $1. And a participant who chooses to opt out would be more concerned about his or her self-image. See, initially you, let's say you promised or you don't promise, but later on you opt out. Let's say you promise that you are going to donate money, but later you opt out. It means you are concerned about self-image. कि मैंने पहले वादा किया था, अब मैं नहीं दे रहा हूँ. आपने ये सोचा. So आपने सोचा, it means you are concerned about self-image. That's why you're opting out. See, again, this test which author used in order to measure a person's self-image is borrowed from other study. So this, you make people, you create or you put people in spot and you make people decide, and that decision will decide somebody is conscious or not conscious. So when you are planning your experiment, you can have 1 or 2 questions which will measure something about the participants. By the way, this experiment is an armchair experiment. Armchair experiment means आप कहीं पे गए नहीं. You designed your survey beautifully, gave it to the participants, gave the decision points and measured everything. Yes, okay. So first survey, we had all these questions and decision points. Now second survey, just give me a second. It's very hectic to speak at one go. Now follow-up measurement, which is the second survey. Now here you assign. See now friends, pay attention. So you took the first survey and you measured people's pro-environmental tendency. You measured people's self-image. आपको सब पता चल गया first survey के अंदर that how many people are having pro-environmental tendency, how many people are conscious about their self-image. And later, before implementing the second survey, you divided your participant into control group and treatment group randomly. So in the control group, you had 14 participants, and in the treatment group, you have 206 participants. Now see what's the catch of online experiment. After first survey, you went for dividing the control group and the treatment group. So experiment starts right now. Yes, okay. So beautifully it is planned. First you measure and then you create the groups. Then treatment group participants were informed about their pro-environment scores, that is green self-image, in the follow-up survey. Now in the treatment group, you inform people about their pro-environmental scores. Pro-environmental scores, you got it in the first survey. I'll show you how people were informed. So positive. So these were other questions which were measured along with the second survey. So participants were asked if they would agree to volunteer to answer additional survey questions to benefit the Clean Air Task Force, a carbon abatement program. See, in the second survey, after all the questions got over, then you give option to people, will you participate in additional survey questions? And this has to do with some environmental costs. After second survey, you are telling people to participate. So now some people will participate, or some people will volunteer, and some people will not volunteer. So here you will measure 1 and 0. People who will volunteer, they will be given 1. People who will not volunteering, they will be given 0. And And apart from that, you measured after when people took part in the volunteering, you have some other questions. See, can you focus this? Can you see this? Hello, hello, hello. Ayushi, can you see this? Sushil Kumar, can you see
Yes,
this?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So,
Yes,
are
sir.
so people who were in the treatment group, they were informed about their pro-environmental score, which is your self-image. बोलते हैं ना, making self-image salient. In the control group, this didn't reflect. In the treatment group, first people were shown about their pro-environmental tendency. So people put their ID and they got their score. So people were made aware about their self-image consciousness. It is as good as making people. Let's say I will create two groups. One people I will teach them the principles of Ramayana, and in second group I will not talk about anything. So where I have taught people principles of Ramayana, there people are going to behave ethically because they are being informed. So similarly, in the treatment group, people are informed about their pro-environmental tendency, and it is likely that people who are informed about their pro-environmental tendency, they are likely to volunteer. Does that make sense? ये छोटा सा ट्रीटमेंट है माय फ्रेंड, छोटा सा ट्रीटमेंट है, देखो ना. बाय द वे, ये एक्सपेरिमेंट देखने में तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है, बट रियल लाइफ में वर्क नहीं करेगा. अनलेस पार्टिसिपेंट्स को वाकई में पता नहीं. सी व्हेन आई रेड दिस पेपर, participants, I was very confused in the sense that how will this work for a NGO where it wants lot of online volunteers, and how can they convince would-be volunteers about their pro-environmental tendency? It's very difficult. So see, this paper is written beautifully, exceptionally well. But I am skeptical about the managerial implications of this particular paper as to how this paper, the findings of this paper can be used. See, one finding of this paper is that, which authors also have talked about, that in your organization you inform, let's say that there is some MNC company, so MNC company can inform people about their pro-environmental tendency, and then they can involve their voluntary, then they can involve them or make them as volunteer in some CSR projects. So that is how it can be planned within the organization. But for unknown audience, if you inform them about their pro-environmental tendency, perhaps I'm slightly skeptical that generalizability of this finding will not be that appealing. This is my view. I might be wrong, incorrect, but when you read the managerial implication, maybe you will have such questions in your mind. Okay, so in this paper, if you focus, there are 5 models which are compared. 5 models. See, can you see? First model, comparing likelihood of volunteering in the treatment group and the control group. So this is purely experiment. Model 1, you are comparing the likelihood of volunteering in both the groups. So first model 1, focus. Here you are comparing likelihood of volunteering on. So what is your intuition? Who will volunteer more? Who will volunteer more? Treatment group people will volunteer more or control group will volunteer more? Hello. Here people will volunteer more. Here people will volunteer less. Second, again, your volunteering is your binary variable. Volunteering can have 2 values, 1 or 0. Now here you have your treatment. What is your treatment? You are informing people about their self-image. Then there is pro-environment score, demographics, so many variables you include in your model. Actually, you are applying logit model, logit regression. Tomorrow we'll cover logit model. Again, your dependent variable is binary. Again, you use logistic regression. Again, your dependent variable is binary. Again, you go for logit model. Pro-environmental score. This is pure regression, multiple regression. This is your MLR, multiple linear regression. Again, this is volunteering. This is your logit model, logistic regression. So you are testing 5 models. You are testing 5 models in this particular paper. This paper is so rigorous. That's why A category. And results. Now see what this diagram tells. Come on, Sushil Kumar, Ayushi, Atulji, yes, research scholar, Hardeep ji, what this diagram tells?
That the treatment group volunteers more.
More. So your self-image salience works. So when you inform people about their pro-environmental tendency, volunteering increases, and this is supported statistically. So volunteering rate in control group was 67%, and volunteering in treatment group was 79%, and this difference was statistically significant. Okay, and
Yes, sir.
so the result is consistent with hypothesis 1, which states that pro-environmental scores known to individuals will increase volunteering. So if you inform people about their pro-environmental score, volunteering increases. Similarly, let's say if your principal calls you and gives you feedback that your feedback is not up to the mark, so the principal is stoking your self-image as a teacher. So when principal informs you about your self-image, later on your performance will increase. Or let's say if principal calls you to your cabin and says, okay, your feedback is excellent, stellar, then what will be the impact? You will go and teach better, or you will चने के झाड़ पे चढ़ जाएंगे, है ना? ऐसा भी होता है ना, परफॉर्मेंस गिर जाएगा. So you have to be very mindful how much you inform people about their see, self-image is like giving a feedback. So whether feedback matters. See, normally I'm a teacher, I'm a very passionate teacher. This is what I believe. I don't know what others think about me, but my student also felt that he's a very committed teacher. And I was very much concerned about my feedback. I always used to ask kids, मैं कैसे पढ़ा रहा हूँ? मैं समझ में आ रहा है आप लोग को? Am I speaking well? Am I relatable? Am I addressing your concerns? Or am I just too old to share my views? I was more worried about my feedback. And this was not the case with most of the other professors, with many of my colleagues. So if somebody tells me that okay, आप बहुत खराब पढ़ा रहे हो, so I am very conscious about my self image. Now I will not take it positive. Now some person, अरे मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ नहीं पढ़ा रहा हूँ क्या फर्क पड़ता है, हटाना. He will not bother about his self image. So your bothering about self image will impact your further decisions. So that it's a very old idea which the paper has tested, but old wine in a very new bottle. So if you read between the lines, there are lot many wonderful things that you will come across, and this paper actually is related. And so what's the interpretation? Nudging people to pay attention to their environment, self-image makes them more inclined to volunteer for environments. Hypothesis 1 supported through experiment. Now we have to test hypothesis 2 and hypothesis 3. Yes? See this. This is pure. Wherever you see volunteer, 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 this is all logic regression. Volunteer 1, volunteer 2, volunteer 3. And volunteer 6, this is your logic model. And here in model 5, that is pro-environmental score, you are checking the antecedents of pro-environment tendency. So why do people become more concerned about environment, or the antecedents of pro-environmental tendency you test in model 5. Now let's focus. So in model 1, treatment worked. See, this is the difference between model 1 and model 2 was 11.85. So this treatment is working for model 1. Then if you focus on model 2, treatment is working, pro-environmental score has positive effect, altruism also has a positive effect, and future self and future self 10 years also work. So wherever you see this 3 stars in blue color, there the variables are significant. Okay, so these authors have gone ahead and tested some other things which are of importance. Now let me not go into it because you all are matured researchers, and I would request all of you to read this paper. Second, a higher pro-environmental score is linked to more volunteering. Other than making self-image salient, even people who have higher pro-environmental score, they volunteer more. So hypothesis 2 is supported. And results of interaction between the treatment, that is whether you inform or not inform, and the pro-environmental score. See, now there is an interaction between treatment and the pro-environmental score. Yes, and it suggests that the effect of the score is stronger among those who are in the treatment. So the interaction between treatment, it means when you inform people about their self-image, and when people are high on pro-environmental score, they are likely to volunteer more. And results suggest that those participants assigned to treatment group were more likely to volunteer as expected. Regression results suggest that those who were more educated and more environmentally concerned choose to opt out in the dictator. So people who were educated and people who were environmentally concerned, they chose to opt out. If you opt out in that game, which was a dictator game, which was there in the first survey, that shows you are high on self-image, and that high levels of extraversion and openness tended to have higher pro-environmental scores. These are based on regression results. So furthermore, result, see again, if you interpret that table, it will make sense. Yeah, okay. So again, these are some of the self-image. Again, let me focus on the self-image concern. So participants were separated based on their decision to either opt out. So people who opted out in that game, so 60.7, these people were self-image concerned, and these people they were not self-image concerned. Yes, so you found out. शुरू में लोगों ने प्रॉमिस किया कि मैं एक्सपेरिमेंटर को पैसा दूंगा, बाद में पैसा नहीं दिया और आगे बढ़ गए. So that shows you are not bothered about your self-image. You promised and then you are not opting out. आप लालची हो गए. You are greedy. So that shows that you are not conscious about your self-image. Yes, okay. So those who selected to opt out, मतलब जो लोग बाहर निकल गए, they had concerns for self-image. So now it was found that people who opted out, means people who were high on self-image, were more likely to volunteer when their self-image was concerned. So people who are concerned about self-image, and if you inform them about their self-image, they are likely to volunteer. In contrast, the treatment has no statistically significant effect on voluntary rates among those who choose not to opt out. So those who chose not to opt out. Not to opt out means you are not concerned about your self-image. So if you are not concerned about your self-image, and if I inform about your self-image, still you will not volunteer. It means making self-image salient, make self-image salient to people who are concerned about their self-image. Then they will volunteer. So if you read it, it will make sense to you. What is the author trying to talk about? And see this diagram. What does it tell? What does it tell? So, volunteering rates and opt-out. See, this A, when you talk about this figure A talks about people who are self-image concerned. Self-image concerned. So, if people are self-image concerned, in control group, yes, in control group you don't inform them about their self-image. So here see volunteering is less. In control group you have not informed them about their pro-environmental tendencies. So here volunteering is less. In the treatment group, people are concerned about their self-image and you inform them. See, volunteering shoots up. See the gap. It's a very big gap. It means if people are high on self-image and if you inform them, volunteering will rise. If you inform people, if people are high on self-image, and if you inform them, volunteering will rise. Now focus on figure B. Figure B. This figure belongs to people who are not self-image concerned. Not self-image concerned. People not concerned about their self-image. So here you focus. So in control group where you have not informed them, people didn't opt out. Yes. And in treatment group, people are not concerned about their self-image. Now people are not concerned about their self-image, still they volunteer. That shows that they are altruistic. By the way, this is written in the paper. I am not telling on my own. This interpretation of the diagram is also written in the paper. That's why I am telling read this paper again and again. And first time you will not understand this paper. Second reading also will not understand the paper. Third reading might be some people will understand in the first reading itself, but for me it took second reading. First reading I was not making any sense. In the second reading I could understand what is happening. So in the second group, people are not concerned about their self-image. Now people are not concerned about their self-image, still they are volunteering. Now I'll give you an example. Now you go to Gurudwara. Which people they polish shoes? Which people they clean utensils of other people? Go to Golden Temple. Rich people, crore-patis, billionaires, they do seva. Does that mean they are not concerned about their self-image? See, when you go to Gurudwara, आप ध्यान नहीं देते हो कि आप बिलियनर हो कि क्या हो, फिर भी आप जूतों की सेवा और आप उसकी सेवा करते हो. That shows in places like Gurudwara or in spiritual places, people don't care for their self-image and they volunteer. That shows that people are altruistic. People are altruistic. Yes, am I correct, Atul ji? Am I correct? Hello.
हाँ जी सर, हाँ जी.
हाँ, बाउंसर जा रहा है सबको. देखो हम लोग खाली 4 लोग हो गए हैं. खाली हम शुरू में कितने लोग थे, अभी हम खाली 4 लोग हैं. अगर मैं यही वर्कशॉप सेम पे लेता ना, PLS सेम पे, CP सेम पे या मल्टी लेवल मॉडलिंग पे, बहुत लोग होते हेड तक होते. और इंडिया में ना लोगों को एनालिसिस बहुत पसंद है, बट थियरी लोग सुनना नहीं चाहते. इसके लिए हम लोग थियरी बंडूरा जैसे थियरी नहीं निकाल पाते. ओके, अभी कल देखना, कल पूरा स्टैटिस्टिक्स है ना आर पे, सी मैक्सिमम पीपल विल बी देयर बिकॉज़ एवरीबॉडी वांट्स टू लर्न. टुमारो इज एंटायर डे अबाउट स्टैटिस्टिक्स. Okay. So now let me proceed. So here, to further now here see the author find 4 kind of people. You saw that previous diagram. So 4 kind of people. So participants who contributed to the experiment but chose to opt out. These are self-image concerned. ये इतने लोग हैं. Participants contribute to the experimenter but do not opt out. ये self-image concerned नहीं है. Participants gave 0 to the experimenter but chose to opt out. ये self image concerned वाले हैं, ये self image concerned वाले हैं. ये participant opt out नहीं हुए, ये self image concerned नहीं है. They have no concern for their self image. Again, these are no concern about their self image. अब देखो यहाँ पर देखो, next diagram देखो. ये आपको पेपर में नहीं मिलेगा, ये आपको दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा. Now you see, now focus. How many participants were there? 255 plus 165. ये कितना हो जाएगा? This is total is how much? 405 हो जाएगा ना? So out of 405 participants, total participants, these many participants were self-image concerned, and these participants have no concern for self-image concern. So जिनको self-image concern था, out of this, these many people contributed. And out of this, these many people contributed. Yes, okay. Is it so? Just let me go back.
The total is 420.
420 है ना?
Yes sir.
Just a second. Let me go back and delete, escape, discard. Total is 420. Yes. So here you can see people who were self-image concerned, they contribute. This is out of this you remove 37.6, 255 into 37.6. Maybe you will get this number. No, not this number. I mean this is self-image concerned. This is self-image and this is no self-image concerned. And then 158 people in survey 1, they said they will contribute to the experimenter, and these people say we will not contribute to the experimenter. Yes, and these 2 people are self-image concerned. ये line में ना, and these 2 people, they are not self-image concerned. No self-image concerned. By the way, you should learn this matrix. And people who were self-image concerned, see, they volunteer more. So they focus on this line. Huh? So they contributed more, and people who were not self-image concerned, they are self-image concerned, but they didn't volunteer. So there are people who were self-image concerned, but they didn't volunteer. So this is some matrix that you should see. And by the way, if I show you this, here you can see type 1. When I say type 1, self-image concerned, yes, self-image concerned people, and they were high and they volunteered. टाइप 1 में वॉलंटियरिंग ज़्यादा है, टाइप 2 में वॉलंटियरिंग कम है, टाइप 3 में वॉलंटियरिंग कम है, टाइप 4 में वॉलंटियरिंग कम है. सो ये आपका टाइप 1 है, टाइप 1, टाइप 2, टाइप 3 एंड टाइप 4. यस, So type 1 people, are they self-image concerned? Yes. Are they volunteering? Yes. 158 में से 139 लोग volunteer कर रहे हैं. Yes. Okay. So out of yes. So out of 158 people, 139 people are volunteering. So self-image concerned and they are volunteering. Self-image concerned, but they are not volunteering. So no self-image concerned, but still they are volunteering. No self-image concerned, do not contribute, but still they are volunteering. You have to read this table in slightly this way. And volunteering is high in type 1. It means self-image concerned and volunteering. And lastly, here you can see. Okay. Here you can see that type 1 people and type 2 people, this is significant. They are volunteering more. And treatment has a significant effect. Yes, and altruism also has an effect, and future this is also having self effect. So here you can see whichever is star, those variables are significant. Those variables are significant. You can just have a cursory look at it and interpret the results. And out of 420, these many people volunteered. They are type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. Okay, so this is how analytics has been done. And lastly, these are the findings based on the regression. Okay, so read this paper and yeah, okay. So now let me do one thing. Let me take up, now it's close to 9:15. Let me take few of the queries. Okay, Sushil Kumar, Atulji, Hardeep Singh, any query per se? Are you all there? Atulji is very dedicated. He is constantly glued. Thank you. Sushil Kumar is glued. Hardeep ji, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me any doubt or what are your takeaways? Today's session, was it fruitful? Was it helpful? Or it was just bolt from the blue?
Quite helpful, sir. It was my first day. I find it helpful.
Okay. And by the way, are you planning experiments in your research?
Not immediately, sir, but it is in my mind.
Okay, I'm asking Hardeep ji. Hardeep ji, I'm asking. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, Atul ji. I'm happy that you will take the experiment, Atul ji. Let me ask Hardeep. Hardeep,
Yes, sir.
Hardeep, are you planning experiments?
Yes, sir. I'm planning an experiment in my study. I'm pursuing PhD right now, and I wanted to do this. That's why I enrolled.
Yeah. Please take up experiments.
Sir,
Are very. Yes,
sir,
Atul.
can you give me some
Sir.
examples of online experimentation, because that I find it quite fantastic, sir.
Sir, you just Google it out. You'll find many papers on online experiments. Many papers. And
No,
that's
not papers. Can you give me some examples on? Can you give me some examples? Or okay, these are the examples, or these are the on these things online experimentation can be done.
So let's do one thing. Let's give example for Atul ji about online experiments. How can online experiments be conducted? So Atul ji, yesterday I was talking about open book test.
Okay.
Open book test. So actually, I am planning to do this experiment in the month of June when colleges reopen. I am a visiting faculty in a couple of institutions. I am planning to do this offline. Yes. So
Okay.
I'll select one class which is BCom Accounting and Finance, and I'll select one class which is BMS Accounting and Finance. And here I'm going to create two groups. 30 students treatment group, 30 students control group. Similarly, you can plan for treatment groups and control group. I'll definitely plan this. And in treatment group, I'm going to have an open book test. And here again, memory based test. Open book test, memory based test. Yes. And then what I'll do, I will check their marks of all. And what is my hypothesis? That open book test will cause students to score more marks. Yes?
Right.
So similarly, online experiments, what you can do is that plan with your students, if you can plan with your students. plan with your students, and maybe you can think of that. You can create two groups, take them on Zoom. Both the group take them on Zoom, and treatment group, control group. Again, do randomization in selecting them, and just inform this group about something, and maybe you can take any, let's say, similar experiment, this pro-environmental tendency. This pro-environmental tendency you can replicate with your students.
Okay.
Replicate this experiment pro-environmental tendency among your students, but follow randomization, and check if it is working, if you are making, and you can see that if how will they volunteer for some other cause. Like here the cause was environmental cause. Now you
Right.
change the cause, some social cause or other cause. Yes, okay. Try with your student with some other cause and see whether it
Okay.
works or not. Okay, and target
Okay,
some B category or C category. And if you're a matured researcher, then definitely get target A category.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Kumar, any takeaway?
Sir, I was asking like you told about baseline survey.
Ah,
So I was planning RCT type of experiment.
ah.
So
Randomized control trials. Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what will be a better way? Taking a group or how we can separate individuals, randomization in case how we can select if we have to take
Okay.
two
See,
groups
Kumarji,
in a village.
first of all, there are many techniques of randomization. Yes. Now
Yes,
there are
sir.
computer-generated techniques also. There are lot many online softwares.
Mhm.
Just put the order of students or maybe the participants in that software. Automatically it will generate some random numbers. Another technique is that have a bowl, put cheats into it. Hope the screen is share, no? Screen has share, hai na?
Yes, sir.
Take a bowl and put
Yes,
cheats
sir.
into it, and select take first cheat control group, second cheat treatment group. बहुत सारा technique है randomization का. Don't worry about randomization. By the way, if you're planning to go for randomized controlled trials,
Mhm.
you should definitely read works of Abhijit Banerjee and Esther Duflo,
Yes, sir.
because they have done a lot of randomized controlled trials. So read their papers. They are Nobel
Yes.
laureates. And by the way, this experiment, this 3 days workshop, I'm not talking anything about randomized controlled trials.
Okay.
But again, randomized controlled trial is an experiment, it's a field experiment. This can't happen in an online mode. This you have
Yes,
to
sir.
go on the field. But read papers by Abhijit Banerjee and Esther Duflo and see how they have got randomization. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So any other query, if you have, we'll take it.
So tomorrow what time? 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock same, and tomorrow we will go for statistical practice using R and R School.
And the same link, na, sir, to join?
Same link will be the same.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So please
Okay, sir.
see the
Okay.
recordings of the first video, second video, whenever you feel appropriate, and then tomorrow we'll meet same at 6 o'clock. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So thank you so much. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.